The ruins of the past whisper to us. Fallen columns, broken walls, fragments of forgotten words. All reminders of civilizations that once dreamed of eternity. But what if the past was not only preserved in museums or buried beneath the sand? What if it could be rebuilt, not in stone, but in code? What if we could walk again through the bustling streets of ancient Thebes, stand in the libraries of Alexandria, or hear the debates of the Roman Senate, all through the power of artificial intelligence? This is not fantasy. Today, AI is becoming the greatest archaeologist of all time. A machine that can read lost scripts, reconstruct shattered temples, and breathe life into civilizations long gone. It is not replacing the past. It is remembering it. In this journey, we will witness how AI rebuilds more than walls and monuments. It resurrects markets alive with voices, homes filled with laughter, knowledge once feared lost forever. This is the future of the past, where memory and technology meet. You're watching Ancient Future, where history, mythology, and science fiction merge into cinematic storytelling. Here, we don't just ask what was, we imagine what could be. Let's step deeper into the rebirth of ancient Egypt. Every civilization leaves behind fragments, clay tablets, crumbling walls, faded inscriptions. For centuries, archaeologists have pieced them together by hand. But now, AI joins the search. Artificial intelligence has already begun decoding scripts once thought impossible. Cuneiform tablets from Mesopotamia, thousands of years old, are being translated at a pace no human scholar could match. Fragments of Mayan glyphs, weathered by jungle and time, are finding their voices again through algorithms that learn patterns where the human eye sees only chaos. AI does not tire. It does not forget. It takes every broken piece, every missing line, and dares to imagine the whole. A shattered statue can be restored, a ruined temple can rise again, a city plan can unfold from a single stone map. But this is more than preservation. AI allows us to see civilizations not as ruins, but as living worlds. A Babylonian street, once buried in dust, reconstructed in detail so real that you can almost hear the footsteps of merchants. The lost chambers of Mohenjo-daro rebuilt, revealing how families cooked, worked, and lived together. And the great library of Alexandria, its memory pieced together through texts scattered across the earth, a library reborn at last in digital form. In this way, AI is more than a tool. It becomes the memory of humanity, an archaeologist of eternity, making the forgotten visible once more. Civilizations are not only remembered for their monuments, but for their people, for the lives they lived and the love they shared. In the reconstructed markets of ancient Egypt, AI lets us wander among merchants calling out their wares, spices, fabrics, jewelry glinting under the sun. We hear children laughing as they chase one another between the stalls. A mother holds her baby close, soothing it with a lullaby carried from generation to generation. In Rome's forums, beyond the debates of senators, ordinary couples stroll hand in hand, exchanging whispers of affection. In Greece, a poet sings not only of gods and wars, but of love by the sea, words now brought back to life by machines that can reconstruct as lost verses. AI does not just recreate walls and streets. It restores the tenderness that once filled them. A father teaching his son to carve stone. A grandmother telling stories by the fire. A young girl painting the walls of her home with patterns that still speak across millennia. These moments, fragile, fleeting, are stitched back together by data, imagination, and care. And so, through AI, we glimpse civilizations not as cold ruins, but as living, breathing worlds of love, laughter, struggle, and hope. In their stories, we see our own. In their affections, we find the roots of ours. But to rebuild the past is not without struggle. For every monument restored, there is a question: whose memory are we preserving? And whose story are we rewriting? AI can imagine what is missing, but imagination is not always truth. A temple reconstructed may reflect data or desire. A marketplace reborn may show us beauty, but hide the hardship. Memory is fragile, and the danger of reshaping the past lies in forgetting the reality it once held. Yet, in this delicate balance, there is also hope. AI does not replace the past, it honors it. It keeps alive the lessons of civilizations long gone. Lessons of resilience, of innovation, of community. Lessons carved in stone, painted on walls, sung in verses, now preserved for all who seek to listen. And so the future of the past is not a museum behind glass. It is a living legacy where a child in today's world can walk the streets of Mohenjo-daro, hear the poetry of ancient Greece, or sit beneath the stars of the Nile with a family long forgotten. These are not just the ruins of history. They're the roots of who we are. And with AI, they rise again. Not to be worshipped, but to be remembered. Not to replace us, but to remind us that we too will one day be a memory for those who follow. The story of humanity is still being written. And in the light of AI, the voices of the ancients speak once more, guiding us, warning us, inspiring us. If this journey into the future of the past has moved you, join us again. Like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring the worlds where history, imagination, and tomorrow converge. And in our next story, we ask, what if the sacred hieroglyphs of Egypt, once carved in